All right, Winnerbracket semifinal of Group B. We're down to the top 8 in the Pro Qualifier, and whoever survives today, we will see again Sunday for the final 4. There's quite some money on the line here, and of course, the more important, the points. 1-0 is in decent shape, I would say. Good run so far. Romantic, sure, not too successful actually. He needs to step up his game, and he kind of needs to survive this round of 8 to make a big jump in the Netties rankings. Here are 2 players, maybe the most, the best mix of current skill and talent that we have worldwide. 1-0, 23 years old, a 2-time world champion. Romantic, only 24 years old. He made it already to the top 8 of the world, and yes, you mentioned it already, since his comeback, he's been tearing it up. But Remo, I feel that the peak of Romantic is already over. We see him getting beaten in weekly qualifiers, which was not the case when he was coming back. So,
well, I mean, you can't win every game, right? We will forgive him if he loses every now and then. But yeah, this is the interesting test now for him. You're absolutely right. A few weeks ago, he was just losing to nobody in the Shook Cups, in the Xiaowi Cups, just destroying every single opponent that dared to step into his wake. But now he's in the WGL Pro Qualifier. This is the best of the best. This is the big boys. How well is he going to be doing here? 1-0. He's also very interesting always to keep track of in these online games because he's an outstanding player. He is the second best on it in the world. But online, sometimes he messes around a little. Sometimes there's a Dreadlord first. Sometimes there's a Lich first. But judging from what we can see so far, it looks to be a standard game. 1-0 with a Ted Fiend opening, normal AM, 1 base creep so far by Romantic. 1 base tech has been pretty popular for humans recently, especially compared to the past. But Romantic, he plays a little bit more old school, I would say, compared to the other top humans in the world. He is normally still a fast expansion player, tier 3, and perhaps even some tanks along the way.
Absolutely. Romantic, man. When he was 2 years ago, he was known for quad workshops, tank play. We don't see that anymore due to patches and other developments in the scene. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see at least 1 or 2 distracting tanks rolling into the base of 1-2-0. Shout out to Thorzane, who's in chat and watching these games, maybe learning a thing or 2 from Romantic. Thorzane will, of course, play side on Saturday in the WGL Europe. Fiend to
fun game as well, dude.
Indeed.
Side is such a monster against human. Thorzane, I hope you did your homework, buddy. So here we have the expansion now. DK Harass so far didn't do too well. He steals the 1 creep there with the coil, and that he needs. 1-0 needs to get some experience here. He kind of needs level 2 if he gets the big boy overseer that will be acquired for him. So Romantic will try to play around it and does so nicely, not giving the experience over to the DK, but peasants keep on dying and he gets the level 2.
Triple kill on the peasants. That was 75 experience in a blink of an eye and immediately rising up to level 2. That's good, so you get some health back, but this army, man, it's already 7 footmen. It's a heavy, heavy, heavy tier 1 commitment.
Well done, Romantic. Well done. I can only applaud such an attempt. Mass footies is the way to go. It makes everything so easier holding off against these fiends. Not having defend yet, but soon to be coming in, of course. At the moment, lumber is required. AM is kind of like the scouting force moving out, and the footy staying behind at the expansion, making sure he doesn't lose too much more. Because how many peasants did he lose? 3? Maybe 4? That is a decent amount, so Romantic really doesn't want to lose anymore.
No, but these fireballs are not too healthy for the Fiends, so 1-0 retreating a little, waiting for his Lich. He has 2 more Fiends in the main. No tier 3 tech yet. Prioritizing stat use Fiends for most likely early pressure again, or what do you think?
Yeah, it is certainly a little bit later than it could be. Like, the earliest you can tech is 30 supply, with only the 2 heroes and the 3 fiends. But 1-0, delaying his tier 3 a little bit is typical Chinese style, kind of. Not really the Happy style, who I think techs a little bit faster. But this means you're going to have 4 fiends out, and pretty quickly. And it doesn't sound like a big difference, but 4 fiends makes focusing footies actually a lot easier than just with 3 fiends, despite defend coming in soon. and so on. And here comes the tech now for 1-2-0, followed up by a statue soon, and with the Lich and the DK on the prowl, finding the AM right away. But he's got the boots, gonna get away. And now, look at this great item, Neo. I know you love this item. Look at the replenishment potion. Oh my god.
Again,
So
you point out the situations where it's actually useful, because Romantic has no shop yet. Still not building one. So, yeah, for this hurt Archmage, it's the greatest item you can possibly get if it's not cancelled. In general, the items for Romantic are great. +9 damage, a little more intelligence, and more movement speed. That's exactly what you want. But now, the pressure begins. Trying to pick up more workers, trying to deny the Slumber Mill so it's not walled off. Nice Nova into pretty much everything that Romantic has. And he's trying to lower the number of these footmen. But working against 2 Watermentals is pretty hard. And without level 3, you can't really commit to this aggression immediately. Waiting for the tier 3, waiting for the orb and the third hero. It's just try to make this expansion as expensive as possible. But this doesn't work too well yet.
That's a super solid defense here by Romantic. He's got the footy numbers that he needs, which is 6. 6 is at the very least you want. Yeah, defend a decent time. Footies now will start dying, but it's okay. That's their job, as we love reminding you guys over and over. This is really what they're here for. And Romantic is going for more footmen as well. This is important. Don't drop down to less than 4. If that becomes the case, then easily tower can start falling, as you don't have the numbers anymore to fend back the Fiends. But numbers are rising for 1-2-0 as well. He has 4 Fiends now and 2 statues. This is decent damage and great sustain, and more units will be coming from the main. AM has to be careful now. Doesn't have this amazing item, the replenishment potion, anymore. So needs to fall back. I love the early boots on the AM, by the way. Makes evasive play, his mobility, his chase potential, everything much better. And it's a great item for the MK second.
Absolutely.
Basically my appeal to all you humans out there. Buy boots. Really good.
If you have the money to buy 8 footmen and boots and tech and towers and everything, then yeah, go for it. Double lumber mill now. Masonry upgrade and research as well. Blacksmith in the base, and the shop is ready. So Romantic, looking good so far. 1-2-0 is not on level 3 just yet. Raya gets there now. Wand of Mana stealing good against the Mountain King. Level 2 for the Lich as well. Tier 3 is done, and we see a Dreadlord third. And as Side is in chat, he likes to play that as well. I kind of like it as well, especially against a mech player like Romantic. This Carrion Swarm can be really good if he has the time and the spots to level. And on Concealed Hill, you do have a lot of experience on the map. That shouldn't be too much of a problem.
When we go multi-base and super late game, Dreadlord is probably your best choice. For Carrion Swarm against the tanks, and also Gyros, and for Sleep. Sleep is actually super good. If there's a lot of harassment play, Zeppelin play, staff play going on, Sleep is outstanding. And we talked about this at the beginning of the game. Romantic is an old school player, towering up masonry, tanks, and so on. And what fits into that build perfectly? The Zeppelin. And the Zeppelin is being taken now towards the main. I already was thinking, oh, he's creeping the lab. I wonder what he's going to do next. And yeah, the Zeppelin was pretty easy to predict. 1-0 hasn't seen the AM for a long time, so it is starting to become somewhat predictable. Yeah, already going for a Spirit Tower in the main. 1-0 is expecting the Zeppelin players.
Scouts it with a Destroyer as well. He got one of the greatest items for the Lich, by the way. Warsong Battle Drums. We do have a high damage army with Fiends and Lich, so having this item is very, very beneficial. How much time can Romantic stall? He has a Scroll of the Beast for that as well. Here's the first workshop already. Nice prediction from us, I guess. Mountain King is coming. But yeah, 1-0 has good heroes now. Good inventory. Does he have the firepower to break through this? The Sim City, again, exceptional from Romantic.
Yeah. Really, really good. And I thought 1-0 was going to expand on the hill, but he's not doing that. With the Dreadlord still looking for the pressure play. In that scenario, usually the Dreadlord not the greatest, but he still does have AoE against repairing peasants, perhaps. We'll see how this goes. Multitasking now being required of both these players. Ooh. But Romantic paying respect to 1-0, only going for the crypt, doesn't want to commit into the back. Thinks that's going to be too good of a defense. And with 2 Spirit Towers, the 1 Destroyer is actually good enough, I guess, to hold on in the main for 1-0.
Yeah, he might lose the crypt, but man, there's big damage done at Romantic's expansion. There are 4 corpses already and 4 workers lined up for yet another kill. Statue is still healing. DK still has mana, so he can stay in there a little longer. Just wants to get rid of this Arcane to not get the mana burned immediately. And the Carrion Swarm is coming in super nicely for the double AoE combined with Nova. In the main, the Crypt has fallen. He's trying to build a new one. The Slaughterhouse maybe shouldn't fall. So this is forcing a reaction. I guess 120 is now focusing on the workers very soon. He's still trying to break the towers. Not sure if that's the right idea when there's so many herd peasants at the same time. Ghouls are coming in for the defense. Big repair. Interesting trades here.
And the mana now all gone by 120's heroes. I think, yeah, Romantic has to come back now pretty soon. And here we go.
It's another
DK doesn't have coil anymore.
Okay,
Into everything with the AM. Dangerous positioning. Gets the first Fiend killed though. And looking for more kills. MK using the Stormbolt on the Dreadlord. He's in trouble. And the level 1 third hero is gonna fall thanks to a nice surround. Romantic gave up on his expansion for a while, but now he's back with the vengeance. And fending off the undead forces, as it seems.
I am surprised by 120's decisions. Not going for the workers, that would be so much experience and so many kills and so much gold that he has to use to get that echo back rolling. And then not TPing out, losing quite a lot. I mean, Romantic has a lot of gyros, but that's about it.
Yeah, tier 3 is coming for him. He's got the 2 barracks, so he wants to go into knights here soon. Lumber is a bit of an issue, though. And imagine if 120 had a Dark Ranger there. And then kill after kill on the peasants. That could have been insane. But Dreadlord, the Carrion was okay, but not really a skill that is so good on level 1. Alright, seems to be still the all-in play here. This is, yeah. This is gonna decide who wins this game, whether this expansion gets broken or not.
The gyros are, of course, completely useless, so he doesn't have to deal with them at all. It's just dead supply. He has to fight on the ground, and at the moment, yeah, water elementals are strong, and he can't really deal with them, because if you build a destroyer, then it's been taken out immediately by these gyros. But alright, he got the the Dreadlord back. He has a Nova. That should be a lot of kills. Here we go, level 4 for the DK. And all the towers are gone. Slowly but surely, he's making his way. Here we have Sleep as a second spell. Coil. Oh, a little too late. Rare mistake by 120.
It's a big mistake. He only had 3 Fiends. He can't really afford to lose them so easily. More Fiends are coming from the main, though. Water Elementals are pretty good because there's no destroyers in the air at all. But then again, Water Elementals level 2 against a tier 3 undead army aren't that strong either.
We have 2 more coils. 1 is needed soon on this Fiend. Love the addition of Frost Armor. Of course, you especially need that against Knights. So Echo Rack, tower's gone. He can attack the base, but against Knights, you really don't want that. Nova onto the Militia being called as well. This time the coil is pretty much perfect, but with the mana completely low, he's actually getting that Knight kill. That does surprise me. Good sleep as well here. Is there another coil? Nope. Still staying in this fight. So ballsy. Level 4 for that Lich. And he's just right-clicking this Mountain King. Now the Paladin comes in for the Holy Land. The Lich all of a sudden is surrounded and trapped. Nice sleep to not have the nuke here, but the Stormbolt will arrive soon. Can he somehow get out of there, Archmage? No! He coils him.
More and more Knights are coming from the main, though. We have 3 Knights now. They are not upgraded yet. Well, I guess they have 1 attack upgrade, but no Sundering Blades or... the hell, what's it called? Animal War Training. And level 5 for the AM. Wow. This is a big deal. Level 2 Water Elementals are okay, but level 3 Water Elementals, they are really good, even against Fiends. And with that, perhaps now finally, Romantic can hold, pushing back the forces further. As always, it's all about the mana. MK has 1 more Stormbolt. DK has a single coil, I believe. Doesn't use it on the Fiend. Is he aiming for a hero kill instead? Without a Nova, that is pretty unlikely to happen.
Yeah, also no level 3 Dreadlord for level 2 Carrion Swarm or something. It's kind of weird plays for sure. Has Web now, gets some more experience with the gyros. We have another sub here. Thank you, Borgard, for 12-month happy sub-anniversary. B2W equals best cast team. Thank you so much for the kind words.
This is a really impressive play by Romantic, though. How many times did he just barely hold on? First, the towers barely held on, then the militia barely held on, the knights barely held on. Can he finally stabilize? We're still dead even in terms of supply. Hero levels are certainly favoring the undead, but the level 5 AM is carrying a lot of weight as well.
Yeah, the Mountain King is definitely the weak spot for Romantic at the moment. He had basically no time to creep. All this experience is coming from Fiends. The first abominations are coming. How is he constantly getting all that mana? Statues, I guess! And with that mana, he executes the Coil Nova, and Mountain King goes, yeah, down the hill, I guess.
Mistake there by Romantic. He had the staff ready on the AM, but didn't use it. But that was hard to react to be fair. That damage came in very quickly. And now without an MK, it's pretty easy to micro against this. It is level 2 aura on the DK. Didn't need the Death Pact. Losing one more Fiend, but oh no, not trading it against the Knight. And I think Romantic, now he's getting sleeps around perhaps on the AM. If this hero falls, this could be the end of the game. Another sleep. There's Coil Nova ready! And he's gonna pop it. Boom! And the undead high level heroes, that's something they of course excel at. Going for those hero kills.
There was no Orb of Fire yet. Maybe that would have helped in the later stages of the fight. Tri-Hero still up, and this Carrion Swarm. Did he decide to go for level 2? Yes. Carrion Swarm level 2 is wrecking economies. You see it here, halfway down. Lich is picking up the pieces. Gonna be a lot of kills. 2 Abominations are bringing in the damage against the Town Hall. It's not only piercing damage anymore. And once Romantic decides to repair, everything will die. It's a quad kill immediately. 5 down, 6 down in a second. Last stand for Romantic. Swinging for the fences now, but without a Mountain King, that's so hard.
Finally Sundering Blades on these Knights, but that doesn't help against A-Bombs, and still the lack of Stormbolt severely noticeable in this fight. More Knights are coming. Here's the MK now. He needs to find some kills with this. At least he's hurt in the back, but so is the Paladin. Needs to be careful. The Dreadlord, though, actually dies. Not coiling.
The coil was ready, and he wasn't stunned at all. This was a mistake by 120 for sure. 2 statues about to fall. There's no nuke as the Nova is not ready. Couple of coils though, but the Knights are so fast. 120 is trying his very best to save them. Feels forced into a destroyer now. Gets 1 Knight. Second statue will most likely still chasing. Where are the gyros? They're coming back in now. Mountain King again low. Webs a couple of them down, but that's about it. MK soon to fall, I guess, and that would be level 5. Maybe he's waiting for level 5 and will then nuke with a level 3 coil.
And the Knights now left by themselves can't really do too well anymore. 1 more kill. That is the level 5 for the DK. And
the Mountain King is still level 2.
Kill becomes even more scary. Expansion, not really mining. 42 supply only. With this strat that Human is playing, you need bigger economy. You need bigger army because you're going to be down in hero levels. As we can see, the Lich is actually close to level 5 as well. Jesus Christ.
Thank you just ahead for the sub. 10 months in a row. Much appreciated. Greetings. Can he finally break this? So many attempts to get rid of that Town Hall. Trying to force a TP with a surround maybe, but there's just not enough mass. Lich is spending his Nova onto a Knight. That one's taken out. Coils are constant array. The mana management seems to be pretty good by 120 in the fights, even though there are a couple of mistakes on other departments here. Level 5 Lich. And that is so much more damage. From the right clicks, from the Nova. He can eat something soon, and then he could coil a hero, or coil Nova a hero.
Oh, the AM again. Very far forward. Has to go for the invul. But that's only 7 seconds. Is that good enough? The level 1 Holy Light doesn't heal that much. Coil flies defensively, though, onto the Fiend. Lich out of mana for now, but
Mountain
the MK still in trouble. Coil executes him for another hero kill for 120. Finding more and more.
Yeah, this Archmage will pop in a second as well. Hello, I will put you to sleep. And that's the 1-0 for the 2-time world champion 120. The favorite, I guess, prevails. But that was a hard game for him.
It almost looked like Romantic had stabilized. Almost looked like he was forcing him back. But not quite. Again, Romantic is more of an old school player. Goes for the tier 3 tech there, waiting for the Knights late game to save him. When more recently we've seen a lot of rifle play. Rifles on tier 2, then tech to tier 3, and then get the big power spike with the tier 3 upgrades. Rifles backed up by Inner Fire Priest and Triple Hero are actually really good.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, is the better late game comp to go for nowadays.
These gyros didn't do shit. To put it short, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have
they ensured that the water elementals had value.
Yeah,
and the water elementals, they kept them in the game for a long time.
But if you have rifles instead, should be fine, right?
Yeah, rifles still like prevent destroyers basically. So yeah, I think rifles are the way better choice. But Romantic, he's still on the Knights train.
Speaking of trains, we hope to get a little bit of a follower train here today, because we are actually 175 followers short. Oh, and yeah, 175 followers short of 75,000. Can you guys make that happen? That would be much, much appreciated as we dive into map number 2 of 120 versus Romantic. We have a couple of other results from the games that are played at the same time. Soen 1-0 against Chimiko. That's, to me, a surprise. Lin 1-0 against Focus. Seems like he really has his shape back. And yeah, those are the results so far. We try to keep you up to date as good as possible.
Actually, Lin 2-0 versus Focus already.
Oh, wow. That was fast then.
That was really fast. Was that a Farseer play? I wonder. Damn. Lin has he reclaimed the Orc throne? Kind of seems like it, but that will only be proven at the next big offline tournament.
This means the winner of this best of 3 will be playing against Lin in the Winnerbracket final of Group B. And that is, that's a bonkers match. Doesn't really matter who wins this. Thank you, Steven, for the 22-month resub. And here we go, man. Things are changing up. It is a Mountain King opening for Romantic.
That does look a little bit desperate. That looks like, what the hell, man? I tried everything with AM last game, and it just didn't work. This map isn't really that good for MK. There is no very easy level 3. There's no Merc camp. You don't get the boots too easily either. The expansion is hard to take. If 120 switches it up, scouts this, and goes for a ghoul harass, that is possible even with the Ted Fiend opening. This could be super painful, but that is very un-Chinese. That's more of a happy play. But he's gonna see it right away. Acolyte, looking for the first hero. It's gonna be interesting now to see how 120 adjusts.
DK moving out, not the ghouls though. Yes, 3 of them could actually. No, he wants the fast attack, I guess.
Are under attack.
Yeah, the way you play this ghoul follow-up is second Ziggurat instead of tech and more ghouls, and then you attack the expansion with 4 or 5 ghouls. It's gonna be a very heavy ghoul commitment, can backfire, but it can also work tremendously well against an MK, who isn't that good against ghouls as AM would be, with maps with hard expansions, which is the case here. But none of that seems to be the case. 120 is fast teching, will not be going for this ghoul harass play, will be going into fiends instead, and will be looking to do however much damage he can with the DK and skeletons only.
Last game between the two, by the way, was an epic series that 120 took, if I'm not mistaken, 4 and 1. So it was a little more one-sided than people thought. Nice side steps by 120, dodging this surround attempt, but how long can he do this? Looks open, isn't instant TP out. Props to 120 for that. You know, I hate it when heroes are stuck in a surround trying to fight out when it's just completely desperate.
Shout out to Todd, by the way, who would say, "Did you know how bad that was? That was so bad." And he's not wrong. The prime objective against MK first, if you are harassing, is don't get Stormbolt surrounded. Stay out of range, stay as far away as you need to be, and then come in when the expansion is happening, because then the MK doesn't have the time really to go for a surround. So yeah, that is definitely problematic. DK going towards the middle for a telestaff to get out of the next bolt surround. So Neo, do we have bash or clap? Is this going to be a sure save?
It is a clap. And he's getting him again.
It's not closed.
Okay, there's the staff. Gets out. We do have the first donation of the day. And again, it is Big Wiz, who is kind of the MVP of this month. Thank you for presiding so much unique entertainment in my life. It's truly priceless and worth more than I can afford. 10 euros, man. That means a lot in the summer month when viewership and support is kind of low compared to the other months. But yeah, this is much appreciated and glad you enjoy it. Saving the coil for the ogre. Still trying to play around it. Mountain King has no mana at the moment. Can't use a Stormbolt. See pump faking it again. This didn't really work on Concealed Hill.
Romantic starting to lose a lot of peasants here. He's not playing this exceptionally well. 2 footies should always be on the DK. But the DK here has pretty free reign and might be able to get the Ogre Magi. Nope. That was well done by Romantic. Gets to level 3. And that is the first big power spike for the MK. Now with the level 2 Stormbolt, finding kills, especially on Fiends, is pretty easy and very valuable. To make sure the MK will be sustaining with mana, it's even a shop coming up first. So the expansion is actually pretty severely delayed. DK didn't get many steals at all. Experience is a problem, but the human progress towards his economic strategy has certainly been halted.
Right, we have another sub here. Thank you, Sayson, for a 16-month resub. Lich is coming. Tier 3 still, or again, delayed. And the Ziggurat is late as well, but I think he needs the resources anyway for the tech. So creeping starts for the DK, who this time is not level 2, and that's actually a big difference.
He is gonna get level 2 right here, but the MK gets his own staff. He's got mana enough to look for some kills, going for the DK right away. Could be the kill. Has the invul though, but he has 2 more Stormbolts to use and is definitely gonna use them. Forcing an invul with that is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, the big one.
Right away.
That was the big one. Costly. Very costly. On basically the cost of a staff and a little bit of mana. And buying time for his expansion. Shop is up rather early, but with the Mountain King, of course, you need more clarity since you don't have Brilliance Aura next to you. And the shop is up. Plus the tower is coming. Romantic seems good, but still not teching yet. Will be soon, though. And for 1-0, he can do nothing but dodge the human and try to creep up.
Speaking of creeping, though, isn't this a mistake by Romantic to creep now? He's level 3 MK already.
Yeah.
He could easily prevent all creeping by 1-0. He just needs to scout. His scout footy was a little bit late, so he didn't know about the undead's whereabouts. Sees him now. I mean, he's creeping the lab once it becomes daytime. We know that's one of Romantic's favorite moves, because then it's going to be Zeppelin time. And I guess that's pretty valuable. Undead tech should be starting soon.
Maybe he wants level 2 Clap for like getting rid of these fiends in no time. Because Clap is very strong, we all know that. If you use 2 or 3 on the... Oh, wait. That's a counter expansion by 1-0. He's still not teching.
Oh, tier 2 counter expo.
Yeah.
Must have been watching my ladder games.
Yes, of course.
Against an MK especially, it makes sense. There's no water elementals to cancel the buildings so easily. MK is very strong against the units on the ground, but if you stay on tier 2, if you don't go tier 3, more and more fiends will be coming out, so losing a few is affordable, if not desired. MK going for the Zeppelin play. There it is. Went for the Shredder earlier. This may be a full-blown all-out macro game. Holy shit. Romantic is still not teching. Oh my god, that is so late.
Yeah, we are 8 minutes in. But alright, he sees now that there is no tier 3 tech, which of course means he knows that there is an expansion. So, here we go. Is he just going for this Haunted Goldman? Of course, if an Acolyte dies, he can't tag because he has to reproduce them. Ghouls are definitely not enough to save this. A tower is ready, but he needs repair on this Haunted Goldman. Well, TP early. He wants to get the fight without the DK, but he was staffing right to his army. Good play by 1-0. Just defending with the DK alone. He's gone.
I'm here.
Okay.
Tech has now finally started, but it's gonna be a while. MK, with enough peasants and footies though, can make great use of the Stormbolt surround abilities. It's only level 1 coil, wow. Bold play here by 1-0. And, well,
He won at
There's
level 3
now, but
so bad. Mountain King still not using clap as it's only level 1. Army of 120 still looks okay. He's at 40 food now. Gonna be 50 soon. And this is all time that Romantic is not spending in the undead base, not spending at the expansion. And 2-base is definitely favoring the undead.
And now here in the mid game, you're really starting to feel the lack of the Merc Camp. If there was a Merc Camp on this map, there would be Mud Golem now, there would be Ogre Mauler perhaps, there would be the Berserker, and this would be a much easier hold, especially the Mud Golem is a great addition for the human forces. But no, we are on Northern, which means no Merc Camp, which means this is really not that easy to hold for the MK.
Oh, there's a Web on the Zeppelin. He's gotta be careful with that. Tier 2 is still far away, barely halfway done. So Zeppelin down, can't save units with that. How far is the Lich? Level 2.6. He made good progress here. And now getting Acolytes. And tier 3 has started. And more statues coming.
Second racks for Romantic, but no Blacksmith. Is he really gonna play mass footies? Or is this for the Knights later? Maybe he forgot about the Blacksmith.
He has 1,000 gold and 1,000 lumber. He could easily use that for the Blacksmith. Ah, he's building it now at the expansion. No power build though. He'll be late.
No,
but at least he's gonna get it. And with double racks, you can produce them insanely fast. We have a Zapper and a Zeppelin. This can be a lot of damage. Thank you, Bucolio, for the prime sub.
Oh, there's no Nerub Tower in the main, so no slow for the Zapper as tier 3 has now begun. This could potentially be very, very painful. 1-0, by the way, fell back towards the middle to start creeping instead of harassing, and the Zapper connects, and one Spirit Tower is certainly going to go down, along with the shop. Level 4 now for the MK, can make use of the clap now very well. There we go! And looking for more exit kills. Could very well be losing all these footies here, with having no TP, but the staff will keep the MK safe. Zeppelin is not a certain save for these units as Fiends could be coming in, but actually Lich and Fiends just creeping in the middle. DK only defending. That seems a little bit greedy, and 1-0 is being punished for his greed. This is very expensive losses for the Undead.
Yeah, and he's supply stuck as well with this. Acolyte's down too. He has the backup income, of course, with the expansion, but this is time for Romantic to get back. That was exactly what he needed in that stage of the game. Mass rifles coming. So is the Blood Mage second. No Archmage. As we learned yesterday, or saw yesterday, for example. Without an Archmage, kind of hard to use the Orb of Fire, which makes humans late game super strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Temple of the Damned coming for 1-2-0. Has to wait for the Ziggurat before he can rebuild the Acolytes. That was a severe hit to the Undead's economy.
Absolutely. Question is, what is Romantic now going to do with it? Is he going to try to tier 2 push against the Expo with those rifles? Or is he going to transition to tier 3 and take it a little bit later? Perhaps even considering a third base. At the moment, again, chilling at the Expo. These 4 Fiends are still tough to deal with. Footies at this stage in the game aren't that good anymore. Once again, the Merc Camp missing.
But with level 2 clap, shouldn't that be doable?
Clap is certainly an amazing spell, but best against melee units when they willingly come to you. If the MK dies for the Fiends, 1-0 can just move him back and can coil Nova the MK. So, not
Remo,
that guaranteed.
I guess no unit in the game is willingly approaching a Mountain King in this patch. It's like they are forced by a higher power.
Well, you know they're on A-click, especially if they're Night Elves, so they kind of walk in by themselves.
Blood Mage is in, Nova onto the workers, could snipe an obsidian statue, but Romantic is dodging these fights, and we have the same situation again. Zeppelin here, Goblin Zapper here as well. Will this be working as well as it did before?
Oh, this could be the Haunted kill. If the Sapper makes it through, goes for the Ziggurat. Okay.
And the shop again for the second time. TP now.
Yeah, TP. Big clap! But no mana anymore on the MK, so he can't really find any kills over here.
He has a Stormbolt. He used the potion right there. And he stays in this. If he kills both of these statues, that would be great. Getting one at least. And more Stormbolts. Even going for the Acolytes here. And now TPing out. Once again. Good distraction. And it's just buying time for the human tier 3. He is at tier 3 as well. 120 is. No orb yet. And that shows you how important these kills of the shop actually was. No rod of necromancy. No orb of corruption. That's big upgrades that he's missing.
And Romantic, speaking of missing 2 peasants in the expansion. He forgot to remake them. That is going to become noticeable over time. Lich, very far forward, eats the Stormbolt and the Siphon. Very little mana now left on the second hero for 120. Gets out 1 Frost Armor, but that's it. And these Fiends, suddenly, not that good anymore. Getting clapped and focused by the rifles after. Another clap coming in. DK getting siphoned as well. 120 taking a very ill-advised fight over here. Still staying in this.
Told you, man. Clap is very good.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the Fiends are left by themselves and the heroes are next to them and no statues. All right, Leo, you can look for your scenario if you want to.
I mean, you do that with your replenishment potion all the time as well. Cut me some slack. I need those moments.
All right, here we go. Tier 2 push it is. And suddenly 120, who looked so strong for the longest parts of this game, not looking so strong anymore. Complete change up. AM into Knights, followed up in the second game by MK into Rifles, and this is looking much better now. Of course, though, thanks mostly to these distraction attacks. DK getting focused. This may be a TP force. This certainly will be a TP force with another Stormbolt. Ooh, ready now. Ready now. Going for the Fiend instead. Okay, wants to get the surefire kill.
42 supply only, man. That's laughable. That's nothing. We have triple production buildings by Romantic, and he wants to tear this down. Now, actually creeping a little more. Is there a level up? No. He's letting go. Okay, finally! We are 10 minutes in and we get the Orb of Corruption.
Dark Ranger wasn't looking where she was going. Eats the first Stormbolt, gets her low, eats the second Stormbolt. Try to silence against it. A little bit too slow with that as well. If she silences that, maybe she survives. Maybe she doesn't. I guess only level 1. She's gonna be back soon. But more importantly, now the Lich finally has the orb. How long did that take?
I just told you, man. 10 minutes.
That was a rhetorical question, Neo.
Ah, okay. Sorry. Thank you, Skitten, for the 2-month resub. So all these riflemen lined up. It is a big level 4 for the Lich with the kills on the Footman. Blood Mage still only level 1. With Banish, of course, the damage would significantly increase. Also not too much mana. We do have a potion. Tower still up. But when is 120 in a shape to fight? Still a 10 supply difference.
MK so close to level 5. This would be a big upgrade for him. Alright, in we go. A-bomb in the front line. No disease cloud just yet, but taking a lot of damage from these rifles. Long range coil finds the target. No Orb of Fire here again. But the Lich out of mana now. The Blood Mage positioning himself very boldly. Anti-magic a little bit too late. Protects the Lich after the Stormbolt. That at least means he's safe from the next one, I suppose. MK, one more spell to use at least. Aims for the A-bomb, but there's one more coil. Again, it's a dance about mana. And in this dance, the Blood Mage has stepping shoes on because he can cheat against the opposition, steal it away from them and give it to the Mountain King, who can make use of it the best. And this Lich now dodges the Stormbolt with the Invul. Very nicely done.
There's no mana on the Mountain King anymore, on the DK anymore. He can't heal. So the A-bomb falls. The second A-bomb about to fall. Siphon again, this Blood Mage. We've seen a lot of games where Blood Mage was underwhelming. Not this one. He was constantly in the right position. He was siphoning the entire time. And
I think 120 is giving him too much leeway, isn't he? Blood Mage is a really squishy hero. He does have one heal pot, but that's not the end of the world.
I think for the longest time it was hard because there was no orb. And 3 armor is pretty good for a level 1 hero.
Yeah, but for the last 2 minutes or so, I feel like this Blood Mage is having a too free of a game. We do have good Banshee numbers now, I guess. One more Nova finds one more kill, but only a single Priest. Priest numbers are very low, though, so these Riflemen can be whittled down over time. I don't think Romantic has a heal scroll. No, he doesn't. So, this is not over yet. Sapper coming again. Third Sapper this game. Gets another Ziggurat kill.
He was so sick and tired of that Rubian tower. But it's also very expensive. So it's just a 10 food difference. More rifles here. Little miss rally. Do we have any upgrades coming? No, still tier 2. It's not like Knights are coming or Inner Fire is coming or Paladin is coming for the heavy human nuke. 120 holds for now. And Disease Cloud is coming. Doesn't make things easier for the rifles.
I think Romantic should go tier 3 right now. He easily has the resources. He can't even produce units anymore. But he's trying without it here first. Fiend's in the front with the anti-magic, not taking spell damage anymore. But the first one still dies to the rifle damage. Being traded out though for 2 riflemen on the other side. DK loses the last of his coil. Saved the A-bomb, but only for so long. Against A-bombs, of course, rifles have good damage. Nice deny there with the Dark Ritual, keeping the experience away from the undead side. But the MK now, that's the big downside of this hero. He's super strong, but only with mana. He was out of mana now, but here comes back the Blood Mage. But the anti-magic dude is doing so much heavy lifting for 120.
The early Banshee transition was so well done. Another Mountain King is at 50%. Okay, he has that potion and a nice clap. Anti-magic disappearing. Lich in trouble. Gets the coil. And again, he's not focusing the Blood Mage like once. He's at 550 HP. Definitely an issue. Dark Ranger. Not too much of an impact this game as well, but 120 holds at 60 supply and his expo is still up, and 2 base, tier 3, tier 2. The longer the game goes, man, the less and less faith I have in Romantic.
Yeah, this is pretty all in if he doesn't transition tier 3, which he could still do, but he's just refusing to.
120's got to be careful. He had the advantage of his base. Always behind him. Not this time. He wanted to creep and he gets caught out immediately. Stormbolt, Dark Ranger level 2. Finally, that took some time. Nova into the backline and the Abomination is spreading the disease.
Getting focused though quickly by these rifles. The DK has one more coil to use. Saves the A-bomb, but now out of mana. Will have to disengage. Focusing on the Banshees instead of the A-bomb. Could have killed the A-bomb right there, Romantic, but didn't. Blood Mage level 3 is a massive deal, by the way. I love reminding you guys of that one as well. The Siphon transfer rate doubles, which is a massive deal. Going from 15 per second to 30 per second, which makes draining opponents much easier and giving MK to the
Zibbity Zapper coming in again. Blow it up, man. And now the Nerubian is gone. Shredder coming into the fight for more normal damage against the buildings. 120 is supply stuck. He's finally breaking through this. Red spot for 120, who has a town portal. What's the item on the ground? Legion Doomhorn lets it go. No, Dark Ranger picks it up. Shredder in the output, he jumps on the top of his opponent, goes for the Blood Mage for the first time in this game, and he falls! He got the level 3, but this Siphon doesn't do anything anymore as the Blood Mage finds himself in the altar. So what can the Mountain King do alone?
Well, he's still decently strong as long as he has mana, but the problem is he doesn't have too much left of that. He's going for the Lich kill now, but there is one more coil. And actually, there's more after this. Seems like 120 is turning this around now. Massive oversight by Romantic, not having any protection for the Blood Mage. He had so much map control and never went for the invulns.
Yeah.
Where were the invulns?
Yeah, I definitely agree. He was really close to the shop. It wasn't like he was pushing into the base and everything was far away. So that was maybe the deciding fight. We have a third base coming up by 120 in the bottom right, which he just grabbed. He might have the time to creep the upper left as well as Romantic, though, coming in for another push. Maybe the last push. Level 6 Mountain King.
Level 5 Lich, though.
Ooh,
level 5 Lich against rifles, dude. Ooh,
yeah.
Baby.
And the Blood Mage, who's still squishy. Did he learn from this mistake? Yeah, Invo Potion this time.
Alright, this is pretty much all in now by Romantic. Is there a there is a TP on 120. He doesn't even have to fight this.
He shouldn't.
Anti-magic starting to come out.
Just had the monster! Forces the invul right before. And now the cooldowns are wearing off, so he can just nuke again. There's no healing anymore for this Blood Mage. Next spell kills him.
late game problem. If you don't have tier 3, you don't have Paladin. It's almost impossible to keep this Blood Mage alive.
And you don't have a staff?
Yeah. And you don't have the orb. I think he had ample opportunity to go tier 3. This is a big map as well, with a lot of creep camps. He could have fallen back, tech tier 3, get level 3 Blood Mage, and could have even leveled up the Paladin somewhat at least. This was a really well played game by Romantic, but I don't know why he went so all in the later stages.
Can the Avatar, can Cosmodan do something in the fights as a carry of this army? Blood Mage is back, but still no consumables. Stormbolt doesn't do anything against anti-magic. Waiting for the Nova, goes for the Blood Mage again. Coil and kill. Level 5 for the DK. The nukes just increase, and this is a feast for the undead now. Lin 2-0 focus, and it seems like 1-0 is 2-0ing Romantic, which would give us a GCS final rematch between two newbie players. 1-0 and Lin. Clap is good though. No mana on this MK anymore. Trying to staff out. And it works, but the rest of the army...
rivals are left behind.
Yeah, GG. Sick holds by 1-0.
Well done, well done. 1-0. Seems like both games he just barely squeaked by, barely held on, and got the W. But this was a close game. May have been a 2-0, but this could have gone either way at many occasions.
Absolutely, but cool action. Nice to see this matchup. We don't see it too often, so really nice. And once again, 1-0 has Romantic's number. Romantic not eliminated yet. He is playing Focus in the lower bracket semifinal. Both these games are kind of Warcraft 3 evergreens, I would say. Like 1-0 versus Lin, we've seen this a lot since 2016. It's always super entertaining. Same goes for Romantic versus Focus. Oftentimes met each other at GCSs and eliminated each other. So yeah, cool Group B here as we're moving on into the winners finals, who will be the first player to make it into the top 4. Other results, Foggy is leading 1-0 against Angshi, Moon is leading 1-0 against Ice Orc, So-In defeated Chimiko 2-0, Yumiko is leading 1-0 in the Human Mirror against Hawk. You said it before, Lin 2-0 Focus. And that's about it for now. Check took the lead against Hug. So, little break right here. Then we're back with Lin versus 1-0, a dream match for all Warcraft 3 enthusiasts. And a little dream of ours is cracking 75,000 followers here on Twitch. Hit that button over there. Help us out. We're 166 followers short. Would be really nice of you. Of course, check out the other links in the description as well if you want to support us in any other way. Likes on our socials are much appreciated, as well as subscriptions here on Twitch or a little donation if you can. With that, a little break and then 1-0 versus Lin.